Hello, everybody. It's your girl, DAZZLE.tarot, and I'm back for a little bit of a discussion. And this is a pre recorded reading, so you guys can tell me how you guys feel about this in the comment section. So, I wanted to talk about Julio Foolio, right? So, I did a reading on him, and I told y'all how I did a pre reading first before I did the live. So I told you guys about, my pre-reading and how I felt. I just felt like he was tired, right? Like, he was just tired of the whole thing with the beefing and the gang culture and everything else. And it was weighing down on him. And he just didn't want to do that no more. And I think he was ready to go, to be honest, right? And, when you tap in on people and their energy and how they were feeling and you intuitively pick up, like, it makes you look at things from a different point of view. And I was watching so many people cover this story about his passing, and so many people, Lovely T was talking about, it's power in the tongue. I mean, you got to be careful what you speak, on your life and this, that, and the third, and just in general, right? Then you have other people like Charleston White that called him a demon, and he wasn't serving the light, he was serving darkness. And you have all these other people, really weighing down hard on him in a way, because what he represented, what he was speaking on the internet. And, you know, at least with Lovely T, she did point out both sides, because the rival gang, Young and Ace and his gang was rival gangs to Julio Foolio and his gang. So at least she pointed out both. But to be honest with you, and before I even keep going, please like, comment, and subscribe. To be honest with you, to be really honest, Julio Foolio, at the end of the day, right? Say for instance, because they're really deep in beef, right? So his ops want to kill him regardless of what the situation is at that point, right? It doesn't matter if he changed his life around at that point. It doesn't matter if he stopped talking. It doesn't matter if he moves away. They are still wanting to kill him because in gang culture, he will be a top hit. You know what I'm saying? Because he is representing this gang. You know what I'm saying? He's popular. And to get him is will be a big thing to the rival gang because that's how they do it. So even if he would never say anything again, say for instance, before he passed away, like, say for instance, after they killed his brother, he just stopped talking, he moves away. It doesn't matter. The beef is going to find you. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. They're still going to try to kill off their op. He could have moved away from Florida for 10, 15 years, came back. His ops could have still found out where he was at and still tried to do that to him. So my whole thing is, if they're going to do it anyway, and it don't matter if I apologize, it don't matter if I talk it out, it don't matter if I move away, it doesn't matter if I might as well talk mess and I might as well be disrespectful because they're not going to stop. It doesn't matter. Now, on a spiritual note, hey, you can elevate things like that. But the point is, even though you're elevating, even though you're trying to be mature and grown, these people ain't going to do that. So, what's the point? And then if you think about it, they killed his little brother. And they were out here on the internet, because this whole internet shit, they were out here on the internet constantly talking about smoking on his little brother, disrespecting his little brother, putting it in diss songs, dissing his little brother, right? Now mind you, that's the whole that's the whole energy of them, right? That's what they do, right? So it doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how you respond or don't respond, these people are still going to be doing the exact same thing to you, right? And don't get it twisted, he ain't innocent. He's in a rival gang. So he's going to do stuff back. Tit for tat. It's all tit for tat, right? But the whole thing is, how can most people call him such this horrible demonic person? But in reality, if him, if Julio Foolio and all these other people are in this toxic loop of gang culture, drill culture, killing your ops and everything, and laughing about it, and all types of crazy demonic stuff, it honestly, you can't just be mad at him at this point. So to me, I feel like, what was he supposed to do? I don't know. Like, I read tarot, yes, and I can tell you about some stuff, but I really feel like, that PTSD they got, and the desensitization, or whatever the case, desensitization, or whatever, really has done a number on them. On all of them, not just Julio Foolio, all of them who participate in those types of vicious cycles. And I just feel like, why is it that whatever he did is so disrespectful and messed up? But what about what everybody else was doing too? All of them was being disrespectful and messed up. They was wetting people family houses up, all types of stuff, coming to funerals, shooting, going to your mama house and shooting at your mama house, even though they know you ain't even there. It's just because it's your mama. You know what I'm saying? Even down to when one of Fulio's friends got killed, and whole time it was by one of Young and Ace's friends, and you know the friend's sister decided to speak out and just say exactly who it was. This man literally behind bars orders a hit out on Coolio. Yeah, Fulio Coolio's. I said Coolio Fulio's friend, sister, that shut her up. So I mean, they've been doing so much dirt to each other. At this point, you can't even tell either of them what to say, what to do, and how to fight. At this point, it had got so bad that, guess what? You think me singing a song dissing my op at their cemetery, at their grave, is disrespectful. But you ain't see the other songs that my ops was doing about my brother and about my friends and about people I knew. And then not only that, the person who actually killed them is literally doing this freaking records and a whole album cover. Got my you know what I'm saying, got my little brother on it, and got other people that I knew that I call friends and family on it. Like, I'm not supposed to say nothing. That's how he was feeling. And then the fact of the matter is, it was getting hyped up by social media. They were on social media doing it, you know. And at some point, I mean, it made them money too. So they were incentivized to keep doing what they were doing. And I'm like, well, also, with that being the case, it's the public's fault as well that things kept getting escalated because the public hyped it up. But it's a big issue. It's so many things. So I just kind of feel like with Julio Foolio, I can't be really upset at the things he was doing online and the things that he was saying about his ops online, when in fact his ops was doing the exact same thing to him and really making a mockery of his brother's death, knowing that they were the ones who did it. I'm sorry. I don't know how I would react to my brother's killer repeatedly doing songs talking about how he killed my brother. I know we're supposed to take the high road, but I don't know how I would react. And also with Young and Ace, I don't know how I would react when you sitting there at the grave site. I believe that was his little brother or something, but his family member or his friends, you sitting at the grave site after I watched them die. You know what I'm saying? Because your friends pulled up on me and my family and my friends and started emptying in the car. I could have died. So at this point, how am I supposed to feel? It's a vicious cycle, but at some point you can't even get out the cycle, even if you wanted to. Why? Because it don't matter. The beef follows. It follows. Like that scary movie, It Follows. It follows for real. Like, do you think that's just like Griselda Blanco? Even though she did so much damage and stuff, it didn't even matter that she had spent all that time in jail. It didn't matter that she was old. It didn't matter about none of that. They was still on her head, okay? And as soon as she thought it was safe as an old lady, after she did all that evil stuff as a younger woman, being a drug kingpin, a queen pin, a cocaine cowgirl. After doing all that, she thought that everything was cool enough to go to the market because they had kicked her out the U.S. So she was out there. So she thought it was cool enough to go to the damn market and get some, I don't know, fresh veggies and fruit and probably sausage, summer sausage, whatever the case may be, as an old woman. And they still drove up on her on the motorcycle and aired her out. Beef will follow you forever when you're in that deep beef, kill for kill, freaking GTA, whatever freaking cycle. It's not a game. People remember. So with them and this beef, yeah, it's power in the words that you say. Yes, he was always talking about death because that's all he was around. I mean, shit, everybody that be dying left and right. You gonna talk about death all the time too. Fuck it. And then at some point when someone's not, and I wouldn't even say he wasn't connected. I just feel like it's too much. He was going through way too much. And I cannot tell somebody who's going through way too much how to actually feel. You know. So I can't do that. And I won't do that. Of course, you're going to feel like after you hear this song, what is that song by Young and Ace? Who We Smoking On or something like that? Damn, I forgot the damn song name, but look. Or is it Who We Smoke? But yeah, after hearing that song and seeing your family, your loved one, your friend, whatever, name all over the video and shit, talking about who they smoking on and talking about who they smoke, and knowing for a fact that at least one person in that video killed my folks. You telling me I'm not supposed to go to their grave site and start talking about them? You can expect nobody not to be that petty. So y'all gotta give him a break with that. Yeah, it was atrocious. Yeah, it was nasty. Yeah, he went down to the pits, the very, very, very deep down pits of Tartarus. Yeah, he did. Yes, he sure did. He was scrubbing the ground in hell when he made that video in that grave, dancing on people's grave. But shit, that's what they basically did, and they made millions off of dissing his brother. So it's tit for tat. So at this point, I can't tell you that he's a demon without telling you that Young and Ace and his friends are demons. I mean, shit. Now my dog is barking. But look, here's all I'm saying. I was really thinking about it, and I was like, I think they give him too much heat, because how can you give him heat without giving the other people the same amount of heat that actually made all this money dissing his relatives and his friends that they killed? I don't feel like that's fair in that way, because like I told y'all in the other reading, I don't even think that everybody's a bad person in this vicious cycle that they're in. All of them are living in the gray. When you're living in the gray, it's no such thing as good or bad at this point. It just is what it is, you know. And it's sad because I can give you a whole lecture about why gang culture is bad, and it's messed up, and it's messing up our community, and it's taking so many lives. Y'all know this already. Y'all know this. I don't have to repeat that. But what I'm saying is like, at some point we need to stop singling out one villain and or one person and seeing it as a whole. Because technically, he made that "When I See You" song in response to who we smoking on. Who I smoke, whatever the fucking song is. Who I like the song. I know it was that much stuff behind it until a little bit later when I started listening to like Trap Lil Ross and Tonight Jake and them. Like when I really started like really looking at who was who, that's when I figured out what the song was about, and I said, "Damn, yeah, baby, yeah." Open the gate. Open the door. My dog is really barking for no reason. So look, hey y'all. All I'm saying is, this is something where you have people who went down paths and became lost. I don't think they were babies thinking, I'm going to get older and shoot people and this my ops. That's not what they truly wanted out of life. It's just that they got on this path. It had been exacerbated. They got money for it, clout for it, fame for it. And then afterwards, they sat there and it just got worse and worse. It went from hood famous to, yeah, he's in this gang, and a sense of community and stuff. Then it went to, beefing and getting money online and getting fame from the disses and the songs. And then it got to another level. So it was like a drug. It was like a high for them. But also they're operating out of trauma and PTSD, and it's a vicious cycle. It's tit for tat. I mean, damn. At the end of the day, like, I'm pretty sure the first person who ever gotten shot within that game, then the people who loved them, promised that they'd get the other gang back, and then it went tit for tat, tit for tat, tit for tat, tit for tat, to the point that they don't even know why they killing each other. They just killing each other because they know they with that gang. And then now it's just a straight blatant disrespect at this point, to the point that I'm gonna keep talking shit until you kill me, you know. And I'm gonna say the worst stuff I can ever say to somebody about passing up their loved ones and stuff, just for you to be amped up to get into a shootout with me. That's what they're doing, which is sad. And talk about population control because I'll be honest, even in my life, shit. I know so many people so many young black men who died before they hit 25. Shit, some of them couldn't even see 23. They just boom, they they got up out of here due to gun violence, and it's a lot. And these people don't care. Like they don't see. They've been so desensitized. They don't even see the value of human life anymore half the time. And it's always get back, un un you know uncleared hurt and stuff, and it's just too much. But I'm praying for Julio as he transitions and he finds peace after all this heartache. And, you know, maybe in the next life he won't have to go through all that. And maybe I hope whatever lesson that he was supposed to learn in his life, I hope he learned it so he wouldn't have to be in this next life cycle that involves some type of mess like this. I hope he doesn't have to be in that. I hope he lives a very calm and peaceful life his next life. With security, with a good foundation, with people who love him and care about him. And I hope he becomes very successful if he wants to do another life cycle. Right? But yeah, and then the sad thing is that I'm not gonna lie. I think Young and Ace is eventually gonna, because he really could have died that day with that triple. Matter of fact, it wasn't even triple; it was quadruple, because all three of it was his brother and two friends and him. They got shot up, right? So I said two other people. No, it was four people in the car, and it was his friend's birthday or something like that, and they went out to eat to a steak place, and they was showing it off on social media, and that's how my bad y'all, that's how the ops got the drop, right? So pretty much all his friends, well, two of his good friends and his little brother died in front of him, right? So, or the fact that he got to witness this brutal act and then he almost died a few times, right? After that act, right? So he almost didn't make it after that, but he made it, and he had to go through therapy, rehabilitation, and everything else like that. But I feel like with him, he got the chances of actually going out like Foolio too. So the way they talking about they smoking on Foolio, somebody might end up saying they're smoking on young and Ace. It's still going to be the same thing, and it's not going to stop because it's tit for tat. That's all it is, and they don't want to stop. I don't know what else to tell y'all. They don't want to, and they're not going to until everybody around them is dead, and then they end up being dead too. That's just what it is. But that's what I got for you guys. I just wanted to have a conversation about that and how I was feeling about it. That's about it, y'all. I love y'all. Peace.